It's an historic day, one of the most sad, depressing days you could ever imagine as a comic book fan and a Marvel fanatic enthusiast. It's a day that we all knew was coming at some point. People don't live forever, and that is something that we are learning each day. As you get older, life comes and goes, and today we lost an iconic figure, one of the most influential people of our time, and I don't think that's really disputable. He's created the modern god, he's created the modern mythology, along with obviously people who work for DC, but he also did. It's incredible what he's accomplished in life. I mean, it's been a pretty hard year for Marvel fans, losing Ditko and Stan Lee in the same year, the two creators of Spider-Man, which gives a lot of pause and a lot of time for reflection on all the things that they have, he's accomplished along as Steve Ditko, and I know they never really saw eye to eye in the later years. There's been a bit of drama between them, but it's weird that they both passed away the same time, like same year. So this year is a very big year for remembrance of Marvel fans and Spider-Man fans alike, and I really think that there's going to be a great tribute in the Avengers Infinity War Part 2. And I think it's when his name comes on screen, when the movie is obviously clearly going to be dedicated to Stan Lee, I think you're going to see a lot of tears. You're going to see a lot of tears from Marvel fans in the audience. I might even tear up as well. He's just had such an impact on so many people. Just the name Stan Lee, even if you don't read comic books, you know who that is. It's the man who wrote the words, "With great power comes great responsibility." An iconic phrase that has transcended comic books and transcended Spider-Man. Spider-Man being my favorite Marvel character by far makes it ever more impactful to me. But it was a day I knew was coming ever since he's had a lot of the health problems in the last year, and his age, he almost saw 100, which is crazy, right? Like, he almost got there. And for someone who smoked and everything, and I'm sure he went through a lot of stress, it's quite the accomplishment to live to how long he's actually been able to live. And I am just forever grateful that I was alive during the time of Stan Lee, who's going to be looked at as a god in the future, really. Let's say if civilization at some point ceases to exist, from the ashes and from the buried ruins and artifacts, they will find maybe writings and stories and pictures of Spider-Man, and they will think of him as a mythological god, which is kind of what he is, the way that ancient Greeks, we discovered the ancient Greeks wrote stories about people like Hercules and Zeus. I think the same thing will be done with his heroes and his gods and creations. The legends, the mythology, they'll live on. And rest in peace, Stan Lee. And to everyone else watching, remember that with great power comes great responsibility.